Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through some empties. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've gone through any of my empties and I've been like collecting them and then I kind of forget about them. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about all of this goodness in front of me so I can throw out their carcasses. Because I've been hoarding empty products just to talk to you about, which is kind of a weird thing we do on YouTube, but helps you guys to know what I think of the products and if I've already repurchased something or if I plan to go back and repurchase something I have here as an empty. If you are new to my channel, hi new friend! I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I put out every single week. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. I actually have on a little bit of a sweater action today. Granted, it is super duper thin, but it is below 90 degrees here in Florida. It's actually like low 80s, kind of right now it's in the 70s, so I'm super excited to be able to pull out a sweater for you and feel like it's a little bit like fall. It's exciting. And side note, I also just very quickly did a quick paint job on my nails just because they were ugly, so they're kind of probably a little tacky and messy, so please ignore them as well. My husband keeps telling me I need to go get my nails done, and he's so right, I need to. I just haven't done that in such a long time that it's not in my routine, but I need to get back to the nail salon because I miss having them professionally done and looking nice. Oh my goodness. So, first thing I want to talk about is primers, kind of what I start my face with. And you guys know I've been on the Wet n Wild Palooza Town train all year round because I think they have been amazing this year. I think they've been amazing a lot of years, but I feel like this year they're really stepping up their game and more people are talking about Wet n Wild. So I have two primers here. I have the Photo Focus Face Primer, and then I also have the Photo Focus Face Primer Matte. And it's always fun to say matte because you double check into yourself. You're like, that's not right. No, it is. It's right. Matte. I really like both of these. I ran out of both of these kind of like one after the other really quickly. But I've been talking about these earlier in the year because I was trying them out, trying to see how I like them because I do have oily skin. But I feel like as the seasons change, I kind of become a little bit combo in some places. So I'm curious how it's going to work for me this year when winter comes to Florida, because usually I do have some drier spots, but I'm curious how this is going to play. But if you have like super oily skin, I would say maybe try the matte one first, because this is what I really needed in the spring and summer. This little guy I could use any time of year. I just make sure I use a powder to help any shininess. But I really like the Wet n Wild primers. I think they're great. And right now in my collection, I don't have any. So I've been trying some of my other things to tell you guys about in the future, just because I know I've talked about these a lot this year, but it's for good cause. I like them and I want you to know it's an inexpensive, amazing primer at the drugstore. Now I can throw away the bodies. Let's get rid of them. It's Halloween. I gotta use some kind of fun language in here, right? I got to. Let's talk about some mascaras because I have a lot of mascaras in front of me right now, and there are 3 pieces that I'm probably not gonna buy. Maybe one I would retry because I'm wondering if I got a bad tube, and then one that I love so much I've already repurchased it, and it's something you guys told me about. I'm gonna start here. The Bigger Lashes from Milani. This is a kind of a thick tube. I purchased this when I was on the hunt for a Drugstore Holy Grail mascara. This is so weird. Like, the wand itself, I thought I liked it first, and I think I did like the wand. I just think the formula didn't work well. It's a thicker wand here, so you really can kind of get in there, and it's got this little edge here on the end, so you can get the little guys if you need to. I could get used to this brush. It's the formula that was so lackluster. It did nothing for my lashes. It didn't give me any lengthening, any volume, any thickness. There was nothing going on here, and it dried out really, really quickly. I think I only reached for it for maybe a week or two trying to make it work, and then it just got pushed to the side, and it's just bad. I just don't like this one. I'm gonna get rid of it now. Another one that didn't do a lot for my lashes, but I've heard hit or miss reviews about this particular mascara. And it's kind of a bummer because it's kind of pricier for drugstore version. This is the Physicians Formula Killer Curves Mascara. I bought this when I was on my butter bronzer like hoarding moment in the spring, early summer, and I was like, I can't wait to try this. It was okay. Like, it wasn't anything to write home about. It was nothing that I like for my lashes. And if you just like put on the lashes and go, this could work for you. And I also wonder if there's some formula inconsistencies sometimes though, because I've seen some people say this gives them false lash looks. I never had that. I think Killer Curves was a little bit of an overstatement for me because I really like a false lash look emphasized. I have big eyes though, so it could also be eye shape. I feel like that's another thing too. I have big eyes, so it takes a lot to kind of like compensate, if that makes sense. This didn't do much for me. I didn't really like it, and I like the packaging. The packaging's super duper pretty, but you can't buy something for just the packaging. The wand I also liked. I thought this is a pretty good wand. It's just the formula that didn't do anything for me over and over again. So don't think I'm going to be repurchasing this. Okay, now something I might repurchase because so many of you told me it is your holy grail, you love it, but for me, this one did not work, but I got it in a Boxycharm, and we all know sometimes there's a little conspiracy theory on the internet.
Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, today we're going to be talking about some more conspiracy theories.
That sometimes we think Boxycharm just gets the bad product or way too much overstocked product, so it's hard to gauge what's expired or something like that. You know, we all know, we have that conversation. You do, you think it can't all be fresh product all the time. So I was not in love with the Double Decker. This is the Double Decker Butter London mascara, and since it's Butter London and I really enjoy that brand and a lot of the other pieces of makeup that they have, I had high hopes for this. So I think it was in the spring that I tried this. I was just like underwhelmed, and I kept trying it because so many of you were telling me it's my favorite, it's my holy grail, please try it again. I'm just wondering if I got a bad one. It says it's only good for 6 months, so I don't know how long it sat on the shelf before it went in the boxes before I got it. Did I get a bad one? I don't know. This is the one that, because of you guys, I am rethinking of repurchasing this with my own dollars to see how I feel about it. But tell me below, because it was, do you like this? Did you get it? Was it amazing? Is it something you've repurchased? That's where I'm curious, just because I didn't have a good experience with this, but you guys led me to the next product that is an empty that I adore, that's a mascara. And you've probably heard me talk about this a lot recently, but it's because I really value an inexpensive, amazing mascara. And that is the Lash Princess Essence Mascara. This is the False Lash Effects. This is the one I went through over the summer, and I just adored it. I didn't like it at first because I told you guys, like you guys told me to get it. I needed to keep retrying it because I think what's great about this formula is that after you open it, that's when it thickens up. That's when it kind of comes to life, at least for me and my fickle lashes. This was amazing, and I really enjoyed this, but this is an empty that I have repurchased, and I really like it. And if you have not tried Essence mascaras for $4.99, I have to order mine from Ulta. I can't just go to the drugstore and pick it up. I've heard some people can, depending on where they live. I cannot, but I have just, since they're so inexpensive, ordered multiple because it's so great, and it gives a great false lash look. They don't test on animals, and I know a lot of people love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and that one I did really rave about for a while, but what I found with that is that it dried out really quickly. Like after 2 weeks I couldn't use that anymore, and they do test on animals, and this is just personal choice. I'm kind of starting to move away from companies that test on animals, but also the fact that I had to spend like every month for 2 of those because it dried out like after 2.5 weeks. I would have to go and buy a brand new one, whereas I found with this I don't have that issue. So that's another reason that I think if you love the Lash Paradise, you might like the Lash Princess, because I think it's really comparable when the Lash Paradise is at its prime, when it's amazing and it's giving you those false lash looks. That's what this does, but for longer, in my opinion, and in some of your opinions as well. I know some of you love that, so I'm not sassing on it or anything. I'm just saying you might want to try something that's a little bit cheaper too and lasts longer. Save you money, honey. I'm a big believer. Another Wet n Wild product is now a setting spray, and you guys have heard me speak about this recently in my inexpensive makeup products that are just as good as high-end video, and that is the Wet n Wild Natural Finish. I have already repurchased this. It's sitting up here in my vanity all the time, and for like $5 I'm gonna keep rebuying that. I think it's awesome. It's even good for my oily skin. They do have a matte version that's in a black packaging, and I think that's good too, but even for my oily skin, this is what I reach for more than the matte. This particular product, Tati Westbrook, the Glam Life Guru, compared to the Urban Decay All-Nighter. And now I have not personally tried that yet. That is on my wish list to try, so I can compare it myself and tell you guys what I think. But this has been awesome. I really liked this, and I think this is my 4th time repurchasing this particular one. It's inexpensive. I can pick it up at the drugstore when I'm out on the go, and it lasts. It really helps to keep my face together. It really helps from my makeup from bunching too. I have a very expressive face, as so many of you comment in my videos that you're like, you are so animated. I am. But when you're animated, a lot of times those wrinkles start to get the makeup setting and creasing in. And this helps me from that constantly happening. Like if I'm out and about halfway through the day and I've tried like a different setting spray, I'll see some creasing on my forehead, in between my eyes here, under my eyes. This helps elongate the makeup wear. I'm not saying it doesn't ever crease, but this helps it from creasing more than some of the other things I have tried. And just a little bonus tip for you, because I'm thinking about it, when I marry this, do this first and then put my ColourPop All-Star setting spray on top and specifically do those areas that crease on me. It is like, it extended even longer. So that's just a tip, that's not an empty. I still have some of this. And the last empty I'm gonna be talking about is, dang it, a Wet n Wild product, and I am not sponsored. I'm way too small. No one knows who I am except for you. My nails. I was just talking about my nails. I am really bad about going to the nail salon. My hands are kind of shaky, and every time I go get my nails done, even if they shake a little bit, they're like, oh, you're shaking. Am I making you nervous? No, you're not making me nervous. I shake naturally. So I sort of learned how to do my nails at home, but what makes it so much easier is the Wet n Wild One Step Wonder Gel. This one is in the shade Peach for the Stars, and I've actually repurchased this because it's a fun color that you can wear in the spring, in the summer, in the winter, in the fall, whenever you want to wear it. I really like it. I've worn it in some videos recently that you asked me what I was wearing. I've actually owned quite a few of the One Step Wet n Wild Wonder Gels. I think they're great. I think they're fast. Again, another tip. This isn't really a tip video, but I literally just put this on. It's a little messy. Don't stare too closely. And then when you put your nails in cold water, that helps to solidify it faster, so you're not doing this waiting for it to dry. And the fact that it's a gel formula helps with that too. It's really it just makes it all set better. So I really like this for my non-professional nail care, because I'm not professional. I'm not very good. I don't like showing my hands close up on my videos, which is why I should just go and get them done. But this is what I do at home, and I really like it. I've even recommended this to so many of my friends, and they're like, this stuff's amazing. It's like, it really is. Guys, thank you so much for watching this empties video with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and the few random tips I just randomly decided to throw in there. Thank you guys so much, and if you happen to be new to my channel, hi new friends! I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, unique videos I put out every single week. Bye friends!